So you're tired of being poor. You want to be able to control people, and you want to make money, and you don't want to pay taxes. How do you do it? Well, you start your own religion. Of course, you say, well, how do I do that? Well, there's several ways. One of the most important ways, you don't really want to start from scratch. You may not want to do that. So you piggyback on another religion, like Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Judaism, or whatever. You know, like the Mormons and all these other folks have done. You just do the same thing. You piggyback on the others. You know, you pick certain passages that you may like, and you add it for your religion. You don't have to do it that way, but that's how you could do it. Another way you want, and these are the steps you need to do. It's not like another way, but anyways, another thing you want to do is prophecies. Your prophecies have to be vague, just like in the Bible, the Quran, all these things. And then you got to have the persecution complex. You have to have persecution. You know, they don't like us because of our religion. You know, Muslims are doing a very good job at it. And, you know, these people on the far left are falling for it. You know how these feminists and all these other extreme feminists, not all of them, you know, and Antifa and all these folks are falling for their you know, oh, woe is us type. So you got to be as good as Muslims are at that. Christians do it too. They do it quite a bit. But people aren't exactly listening to them as much as they are Muslims. And of course, and you know, you watch these Antifa people, you know, they're pretty good with the persecution complex, social justice warriors and everything. Everybody hates us. And that's another part too you want to add, you know. Everybody that disagrees with us is an enemy. Christians, Muslims, they all do that. If you actually read the Old and New Testament, you know, they may not, they do. If you go to some of these churches, you know, they're vile sinners and all that. Well, like Antifa, you know, social justice warriors. Everyone that disagrees with us is a Nazi. Everyone that disagrees with us is a fascist, you know. You have to be like that. You got to watch these videos with Antifa and social justice warriors. See how disgusting and nasty they are. That's what you need to add that stuff into your religion. Look at these Muslims and Christians and Jews and all these stuff, you know, with the persecution complex. You have to have that persecution complex in your religion if you want your religion to be successful. And of course, YouTube is most likely going to not have this video monetized and probably going to shadow ban it, so no one's going to ever see anything I'm saying in this video anyways. You know, someone else can make an exact same video, but because they got thousands and thousands of subscribers, YouTube will allow them to make money off of it. But, you know, that's just how this world works. But anywho, another way you want to do with religion, you generally want to get people that are, you know, desperate, going through hard times, people that are poor, and you definitely want to try to get people who don't have much upstairs. I'm not saying that everyone who's a theist is stupid or anything like that. I'm not saying that because that's not true. But you do want the less intelligent, people that are not good at critical thinking. People can't think for themselves because you want to think for them. You will do their thinking. It's the same thing with Antifa and the social justice warriors. They can't think for themselves. That's why Stalin would call them useful idiots. You know, go through my liked videos. You know, you'll see where Alan Paladin did a video how the left created Hitler. Watch that video. You know, but that's, you know, and these college professors, you know, some of them, you know, they get these impressionable students. Sorry, I can't pronounce it very well. You know, but anyways, they get those students and they brainwash them. You've taken, a lot of you have been to college. I've been to college. You know, you sit in some of these classes, and I took a couple myself too, and I read the books. I have, you know, critical race theory. You know, you hear the professor, and you're like, seriously, you believe this garbage? And they give you no actual evidence, and they misrepresent the other side. You know, they create enemies and bad guys, the persecution. They run through all that emotion. You have to do the emotional stuff in religion. That's why they play music and stuff like that to get your emotions. But anyways, they get the impressionable students. Those of you that are more intelligent, able to think critically, you'll look these things up, what your professor says, and you'll say, well, they're not really telling you the truth. a wage gap between men and women, but you're saying it's 66%. This other professor says 77%. Which one of you are right? You're not giving us the same answers. And this other group is saying this, because if you take science, you'll realize, that stuff will not fly in science. And they do think that they're crap. And that's another thing you have to do. Your religion is better than science. Always act like science is against your religion and that your religion is right. If it doesn't agree with this book, is what you got to say. It's something you need to learn to say real well. And with a smile on your face and be as serious as you can. If it doesn't agree with this book, I don't agree with it. Something along that line, If it's not from God, I ain't going to believe it. It's not in this. If it's from man lies, man gets things wrong. But and you got to learn how to, do your Bible or whatever holy book you want to call your holy book. You don't have to have a holy book, but it's a good idea to have a holy book. You do that. And put billboards up, attract people, But you got to get the impressionable people. That is your number one thing that you want, is the impressionable people. People going through hard times and stuff like that. And, college professors do it very well. And they misrepresent history and all this stuff. You got to do it too. Misrepresent history. Make it look like it agrees with you. And, it's like, with Stalin when the communists came to power, when they were trying to come to power. One of the first things they did was change history. They made all the national heroes into bad guys. And they made your country is the bad guy. Your country this. Your country that. Your country's evil. Your country's bad. Just like the fascists and the fascist Antifa pigs and the social justice warrior pigs. The same thing that they're doing. That's what they did in Germany. The Germans were actually when things were improving for them, they got kind of sick of these communists. And that's what communists do. Communists killed more people, 7 times the number of people than the Nazis. But anyways, you have to, watch these videos. Creating a religion and being tax-free is a wonderful thing. You have to know how to manipulate your masses. You need to watch. Either go to churches, which you probably should do too, and go to churches, mosques, Jewish temples and stuff like that. Go to those things. Listen to how they preach and talk to their people. Look at Louis Farrakhan and all these others, these racist people, whites and black racists. They're against us. And notice though, the black racists and the white racists say the same exact garbage. They want our women. They hate us more than we hate them. They want to exterminate us and breed us out. They're trying to enslave us, and we are so oppressed, and they are the ones oppressing us. And both sides say it, trust me. I've seen both sides. They do. Anyways, that's what you got to do. They're oppressing us. All these groups will teach you a lot about creating your own religion. We're being oppressed. The government's oppressing us. These other religions are oppressing us. These people are oppressing us. We're being so oppressed. We got to create our own. That's why you create your own religion, The world is bad. And then, of course, you have to have an afterlife. You do need to tell people when you die, this is going to happen. The best one, in my opinion, is reincarnation. If you're good, if you're a good person, you're loving and caring, and you do right by people, you'll be reincarnated as, a better person, having money and wealth or whatever, you be the type of person you want. You'll get closer and closer each life. You may not be that person in your next life, but you'll get better and better, But if you are a bad person, you're going to have these problems. You're making fun. If you're making fun of people with diseases in your next life, you're going to have diseases. And make sure you tell people, but if you have these problems, it doesn't mean you are a bad person in your last life. It could just mean that you are strong and you wanted to experience it for yourself because you were strong and knew you could handle it. You got to have excuses for diseases and stuff. You were bad in your last life, or that you were strong and you could handle it, and you just wanted to show, give people inspiration, like, hey, look how I'm handling this issue, this handicap, or this disease. I'm an inspiration, stuff like that. You got to know how to manipulate your audience. Always do something like that, The reason why I say reincarnation works best, because think about it, in Christianity, they have the concept of hell. You believe in this Jesus Christ, you go to heaven. They can't prove any of this stuff, but it's all on faith. Faith is basically believing without evidence. Hebrews 11:1. That's what they'll tell you. Now, if you're born in China, Iran, North Korea, you'll believe whatever religion they teach you. That's going to be what. Of course, North Korea most likely won't have a religion. I think they tell you that Kim Jong-un is God, but I don't know. I'm just saying, they know how to manipulate their people, but they won't tell the people that. And of course, in Christianity, basically you can murder, rape, do whatever you want in your life, be a disgusting, nasty person. Just make sure you believe before you die, and you'll go to heaven. And if you're sincere, get saved. But it doesn't matter, all the good stuff, good deeds and stuff, you're going to burn in hell. Is that appealing versus what I just told you earlier? Like these Antifa and social justice warriors, they think they keep doing stuff, they're going to make the world better. Well, let's see. They didn't make Cuba better. They didn't make Soviet Union better. They didn't make, North Korea better. They didn't make anywhere, China, they did not make better. They didn't make anywhere better. Now the Chinese are basically breaking the chains of communism, because they're not as communist as they used to be, because they saw the Soviet Union collapse, and they're like, oh, that might not work out very well for us. And so they started embracing more capitalism. But, you can't tell these communists and Antifa and social justice warriors scumbags anything. They think they have all the answers. And you got to pretend you have all the answers. And remember, science is the enemy. Your religion, and social justice warriors, Antifa and all of them, they're the same way. They don't like science. Of course not. Of course they aren't going to like science. They think that they are higher than scientists, You talk to a feminist, someone who took critical race theory and all that stuff, and they don't even know what a theory is. But I hope I helped you out if you try to create your own religion. Do it. It'll probably work out for you. I'm not smart enough or charismatic enough to do it, but you might be. Bye.